Previously on We Only Talk About Peanut Butter.
I heard you talking about pretzels.
Yeah, Teddy, it's not a big thing. We can just do a quick review
Pretzels are a very big thing.
Teddy, you're scaring me. Teddy, no! You're watching We Only Talk About Peanut Butter, the show devoted to all things made of, featuring, and flavored by
Peanut butter!
I'm Tucker, and to me, peanut butter is more than just a food. It's essentially a philosophy, because if a jar of peanut butter falls in a forest, I'm usually there to scoop it up into a tasteful tote bag because, hey, that's free peanut butter, okay? Today, Peanutters, we're tracking the imperial and unstoppable growth of what many peanut butter lovers might consider the patron saint of our beloved spread, the Reese's brand. I've followed Reese's through its many candy incarnations, and without dating myself here, I can say with certainty and without fear of contradiction that though Reese's has always been a global phenomenon, at least in my lifetime, never before has the brand been this prolific and pervasive. Reese's products, once confined largely to candy aisles and perhaps the ice cream case, can now be found in almost every aisle, with translations of the iconic chocolate peanut butter pairing in everything from beverages to baking products. At this point, I'm surprised there isn't a Reese's laundry detergent, but seriously, give them a year. We'd actually need several episodes to go through all of the current offerings inspired by Reese's cups, so for this video, we're going to focus on a selection of snacks from across the several aisles of your majestic supermarket, and to narrow the field, we'll be leaving out breakfast items, ice creams, and bake-at-home kits, since we'll be featuring them in later episodes. The questions of the day for each of these snacks will be whether or not they could deliver on a pleasing peanut butter experience, of course, and also how well did they translate Reese's peanut butter cups to their own milieu. Milieu is French for I have no idea, and I'm probably not using that word correctly, so let's get this shit started. But before we do that, now would be a good time to subscribe. Now back to the video. First up, we're heading to the dairy section to grab a pouch of Reese's Pillsbury cookie dough Poppins. These are literally balls of peanut butter cookie dough that are safe for consumption, which sounds like it could be a great idea in theory. It's just the dough, no candy, no special add-ins or mix-ins or fix-ins or anything like that, just dots of dough. Serving raw dough is bold, and when you're serving me straight peanut butter cookie dough without the often used crutches of candy mix-ins, I'm assuming that your dough is on point. I'm assuming that it's got really good depth of flavor, and I'm assuming that it can stand on its own. And I can tell you after having eaten these Poppins that those assumptions were incorrect. Sorry, Mr. Doughboy, but these Poppins are not it, my friend. They're really flat tasting, one-noted, and just not even that peanut butter forward. Peanut butter literally has no other opponents inside this dot of dough, and it's really just not giving the flavor. Also, I'm gonna be gross here for a second, so if you're eating, stop eating. These look like rabbit turds from a rabbit having issues. I'm sorry. Sorry to this rabbit. Also, a Reese's cup interpretation, this is not. And I know interpretation because I do interpretive dance. I don't do interpretive dance. But literally, these dots have nothing to do with Reese's cups. One could try to argue that Pillsbury is only meaning to invoke Reese's peanut butter here and not associate these Poppins to the cups, but the branding says differently. The disappointing dimensions of flavor, lack of peanut butter influence in an ostensibly peanut butter product, and the fact that it's really bereft of any meaningful callback to Reese's cups or the Reese's brand gets Pillsbury's Reese's Cookie Dough Poppins an official rating of 0 out of 5 nuts. Let's ask our faithful bear correspondent Teddy what he thought of this snack.
Tastes like metal.
The next aisle we're stomping down is the cookie/cracker aisle to feast upon Reese's dipped animal crackers. These are basically what you'd expect. An animal cracker of sorts, dipped in a peanut butter coating with another chocolate coating on the bottom. The crackers underneath the coating are somewhere between normal, underwhelming animal crackers, which are crap that I would not give to my worst enemy, and the gold standard by which all animal crackerish things should be judged, the amazing frosted animal cookies. I have zero idea what the frickin' animals are supposed to be. One of these looks like a buffalo, but who knows? Anyway, this isn't some kind of natural history museum covered in peanut butter. Although that reminds me. Teddy?
Yes.
Did the Museum of Natural History say that I couldn't ever come back, or just that I couldn't come back with a jar of peanut butter?
They said you couldn't come back. The courts did too.
Curses. The peanut butter and chocolate coating interact well with each other and with the cracker. The peanut butter flavor is balanced, the chocolate doesn't take over too much, and the salty to sweet ratio is right for this particular snack. These have a really intentional, thoughtful, and unified flavor to them, and they translate the peanut butter cup extremely well to the cookie/cracker world, which is why Reese's dipped animal crackers get an official rating of 4 nuts out of 5. Teddy, what say you of this peanut butter menagerie?
I'd eat the whole bag.
Next up, we're cartwheeling down the cereal/breakfast aisle to get a hold of Reese's Puffs treats. These are, of course, the Reese's brand answer to Rice Krispies treats, which have been a foundational dessert offering at bake sales all over the globe, as well as the backbone of many of the various and sundry Food Network cake sculpting competitions. So the basic recipe of a cereal treat, be it Rice Krispies or Reese's Puffs, is the cereal itself, some kind of marshmallow or sugar adhesive, and some kind of fat like butter to make the sugar somewhat pliable so that it sticks to the cereal and brings all of the elements together into a cohesive bar. Reese's Puffs treats include these elements and also mini peanut butter chips and a peanut butter coating on the bottom with a peanut butter drizzle on top. Sounds frickin' great, right? Well, they're not. Without going into too much detail about Reese's Puffs that we'll save for an actual review of the cereal in a future video on peanut butter breakfast, let's just say that the cereal itself is not really a super faithful representation of Reese's Cups to begin with. The Puffs don't really smack you in the face with chocolate or peanut butter flavor, one might say. This bar could have been rescued by the peanut butter coating and the peanut butter drizzle and the peanut butter chips, but unfortunately these elements brought sugar to a salt fight in that we needed salt for the fight because the treat base of marshmallow or whatever they're using to keep the bar together is sweet, and the cereal is sweet, and the coating and drizzle and PB chips are sweet. So basically, the flavor that really emerges is the caramel of the sugar adhesive, and the cereal and peanut butter coating fades sadly into the background. It pains me to give a review like this because for so many of us peanut butter lovers, the arrival of Reese's Puffs in the cereal pantheon made us feel so seen. So the idea of making a Rice Krispies treat-inspired snack seems like such a slam dunk, but the execution here just doesn't live up to the source material that is Reese's peanut butter cups. It also doesn't even really give us a passable peanut butter experience, which is why I'm sad to say the official rating for Reese's Puffs treats is a bewildering 0 nuts out of 5. Teddy, treat us to your take.
Puff, puff, pass.
We're sauntering down the snack aisle now to put our hands upon our next entry in the Reese's multiverse, Reese's Dipped Pretzels. If you saw our last video, we dealt with pretzels before, but they were peanut butter filled pretzels, and those were really more about the pretzel than the peanut butter.
Did you say pretzels?
Yes, I did, and before you say a word, I have 4 sticks of butter melting in a pan in the kitchen right now.
What are you gonna make with all that butter?
Well, Teddy, that all depends on you. Are you gonna work with me here and let me get through this review?
But I want the butter now.
I know, and you're gonna get that butter. Let's just finish this, okay?
Okay, I better get treats.
Reese's Dipped Pretzels are basically an act of retaliation against the pretzel upstarts known as Flips, whose peanut butter fudge-covered pretzels we'll review in a future video. Flips had kind of cornered the market on the coated pretzel treat until the Hershey Company and Reese's brand took notice and churned out their own versions. The widely available version of Reese's Dipped Pretzels is basically a pretzel twist covered in peanut butter fudge coating with a chocolate dip on the bottom of the pretzel and then a drizzle of chocolate on top. They also once came in a dark chocolate variety, but I'm not sure if those are still around since I see people hawking them on eBay. As I said before, this treat is much more about the coating on the pretzel than the pretzel, and these are pretty good. The peanut butter fudge isn't too sweet, the chocolate remains a supporting player and is not trying to steal the show, and the pretzel adds some saltiness where needed. Are they the best things in the world? No, not really. Like most dipped pretzels, the crispness of the pretzel is kind of muted by the coating, but the overall taste overcomes all of that. The good balance balance of peanut butter to chocolate, the generous amount of coating, and the way the coating marries the pretzel for a pleasing, salty, sweet bite gets Reese's dipped pretzels an official rating of 3 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, you're our pretzel pontiff. Let us have it.
The pretzel was stale.
Let's head back to the dairy section for our next selection, Reese's Pudding Colliders. Sounds like a car accident. It also sounds delicious, and it is. This is the Reese's brand's land grab in the great pudding wars between Jell-O and Cozy Shack. Reese's Colliders is, as the name suggests, a collision of 2 pudding flavors, peanut butter and chocolate. Honestly, I expected this to be like some hospital cafeteria pudding situation, and I was so wrong. Peanut butter pudding ready to eat is not something I've seen often in my travels, so I was not sure how this was gonna go. I was kind of nervous that they would do like a sweet peanut butter on top of a sweet chocolate pudding, and it would be kind of monotonous and not worth our time. Peanutters, they did us proud. This pudding, especially the peanut butter flavor, is so good. The chocolate pudding has the right sweet and bitter notes, and the peanut butter pudding has the right salty notes, and when they come together, it's really delightful and much more flavor-packed than you might think. The feat of creating a ready-to-eat peanut butter pudding alone that is balanced and unapologetically peanut buttery is worthy of high marks. But this, in addition to the excellent translation of the peanut butter cup into a pudding dessert, gets Reese's Colliders an official rating of 4 nuts out of 5. Teddy, there's always room for you.
Salty pudding? I'm in.
Strolling back down the snack aisle, we're going to snatch a bag of Reese's popcorn. Now, popcorn is a very situational snack for me. Basically, the pinnacle of popcorn for me is movie theater popcorn. If I'm gonna eat popcorn, it better be in a cardboard box thingy, doused in enough fake butter and salt to put me in the hospital for a week. So, obviously, since popcorn is not something I generally crave, I wasn't that excited about this, but I have to admit, I was totally wrong. This popcorn is pretty frickin' good. It's popcorn drizzled with chocolate and peanut butter cream. I guess in some ways it's meant to be the Reese's analog to caramel corn, which I also kind of don't get into because it can just taste sugary and leaden. Poppycock is a good name for that crap, by the way. Ugh. I've found myself going back to taste Reese's popcorn several times over. The popcorn itself crunches really nicely. The peanut butter and chocolate balance each other like you'd get with a peanut butter cup. The peanut butter cream does all the things we want peanut butter to do with flavor. Saltiness, sweetness, nuttiness, roasted flavor. The chocolate provides a counterbalance creaminess and slight bitter note. Then the popcorn itself has its own sweetness and nuttiness. And yeah, it's just solidly delicious. It's definitely got multiple layers of flavor to it. The surprisingly layered flavor, the great translation of peanut butter cups into popcorn, and the fact that Reese's did nearly the unthinkable and made popcorn something I actually want to eat gets Reese's popcorn an official rating of 4 nuts out of 5. Teddy, pop off.
Delicious salty popcorn goodness.
We're sticking around the snack aisle for our final taste of the Reese's Empire, Reese's Popped Snack Mix. Now, I was gonna pass on this treat for 2 reasons. It included elements that we've already reviewed for this episode, namely popcorn and pretzels, and because of my dark disorder when it comes to snack or trail mix that is thankfully in remission. I didn't expect to get vulnerable in this video, but I must admit to all 70 of our subscribers here and now that I was once one of those people who'd look for the ingredients of a snack or trail mix I liked the best and then basically rifle through the bag of mix, hoovering them up periodically until we were left with just the dregs of the mix, some cashews, raisins, and some sad, dried pineapple. But I've been in recovery from this maladaptive behavior for years now, basically by avoiding trail mix and snack mix altogether. So when Reese's snack mix flew across my quartz counter, I wasn't sure I'd be up to the challenge. How could I keep myself from just selecting one item in the mix to isolate like prey I stalk in the darkness? Well, it helps that Reese's snack mix is just Reese's popcorn, plain pretzels, not the fudge-dipped ones, and Reese's mini cups. While I was pleased with the Reese's popcorn, it didn't really present a challenge for my plucking skills since it's the most abundant in the mix. The plain pretzels are not really a draw for me, and the Reese's Mini Cups are literally among the most disappointing entries in the Reese's family of products. I might be alone on this, I just don't think the Reese's Mini Cups are that good. They have a weird aftertaste to them, and the chocolate is weird, and there's too much of it, and it's just, I don't like them. Anyway, I was gearing up to kind of evaluate this snack mix ingredient by ingredient until Teddy felt understandably compelled to explain to me that each of the ingredients are actually meant to be eaten together, so you get all of the flavors, you know, like a mix of flavors you snack on. I was floored. This was like that time I found out that Mariah Carey wasn't actually singing "If I Get an A in Science" in that song Love Takes Time. Anyway, when I had a bite featuring all the members of Reese's snack mix, it was really delicious. The popcorn, as mentioned earlier in this video, is already amazing. The pretzels add some nice saltiness and sort of a sour bread flavor, and those two elements kind of mask the parts of Reese's Mini Cups I don't like. This snack is kind of cheating our rating criteria since it actually includes a form of Reese's Cups, but I'll overlook it because I'm happy Reese's finally found something to do with the Mini Cups that actually makes them worth eating. So I can now say I'm cured of my snack mix insensitivity disorder. Reese's Mini Cups have been redeemed, and Reese's also gave me another reason to eat popcorn. A happy ending for everybody. All these magic moments on top of being a good peanut butter experience and a nice change of pace for the brand gives Reese's Popped Snack Mix an official rating of 3 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, mix it up for us.
The pretzels are good, but the popcorn was stale.
Well, Peanutters, we just got a small taste of what the Reese's conglomerate can offer us outside of candy. If I had to have a peanut butter pick of the day from these snacks, I'd give it to Reese's Colliders, since it had all the salty, sweet, bitter, and buttery notes we love. So for today, that's all the Reese's remarks and peanut butter badinage we have. Are you a peanut butter lover? Tell us about your favorite treats in the comments. Leave us a like on the video and subscribe for more peanut butter content saturation. Thanks for watching.